Nos, I hope you are good. Thank you for joining us. How are you?
How are you doing?
Khona ungikhonzela kumama Mkhize.
Awukhonza kunangu. We have guests wise men from Boardwalk.
Oh, wise man.
Coming straight from the office, qeda ukusebenza ngoZoom kwa-Boardwalk and joining another Zoom call.
But was it a success?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
The client was very happy.
Yeah, that's great. That's really, really good. I'm just waiting for our speaker to come. Yeah. Let me mute God. Nokwethemba. I can't hear you. Please connect to audio. I can't hear you still. Okay, Nokwethemba, please, if you're using your cell phone, there's join audio below. Yeah, it's coming well now.
Yes, I can hear you now. Hello.
How are you, Nokwethemba?
I am beautiful.
And you are and you are beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. And we've been joined. We have Stefano all the way from Jerusalem. Yeah, thank you so much, Stefano, for joining us. We've got many people. We also got KB, Nos.
Hi,
Stefano. Hello, everyone.
I just needed to greet everybody.
Yeah. Okay, let us start today's webinar, rather the session for today. My name is Nokwethemba Vilakazi. I'm the founder and CEO of Enable. Enable is a nonprofit company in South Africa, and what we do, we help to transition young people from being followers to being leaders, from being consumers, but to becoming creators and innovators. The aim of Enable is to foster a commitment to young people, to help them develop entrepreneurship skills, interpersonal skills, communication skills, and many other skills. We do so by hosting webinars. We do so by having seminars. We also have a mentorship program and also a network, and also give young people access to network so that they may be able to meet other people within different fields, be it entrepreneurship and other fields. So the Pioneers Guild purpose is to cultivate the culture of innovation amongst young people. So we want young people, we are inculcating the mentality of pioneering, that Be not afraid to take the road that is less traveled. Be not afraid to venture into the unexplored sectors, you know. So that's the aim of the Pioneers Guild. So to start off today's session, I would like to do this introduction. So female entrepreneurs along the years have been gaining in momentum and in the business sphere. But they continue to face several challenges, inherent biases and discrimination in the workplace and in business. Some, mostly female, especially Black female entrepreneurs, have to work twice harder than their male counterparts. And also they have challenge with regards to accessing capital and also accessing professional networks. But females like your Oprah Winfrey, Madam CJ Walker, Basetsana Kumalo, and your Julie Dlamini have shown that it is possible and it is also doable. And so as our guest for today is a pioneer. Our guest today hails from a small town of Greytown, and her work has been celebrated both in South Africa and internationally. She has showcased her work in various fashion shows in South Africa, and conduct also talks about disability and other issues that are affecting young people. Our guest today is the CEO and founder of Nokwethemba Beads. She regards herself and she calls herself the Beads Specialist. She is also an award recipient of the Shining Light Award from the Motsepe Foundation in 2019, or if not 2020, it's 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Nokwethemba Vilakazi.
Thank you so much. Oh, that intro made me feel special.
As you are special.
Oh
thank you for joining us. You've done well for yourself, eh?
I feel like the president somehow.
No way for president. Hey, just give us just do your thing and tell us who you are and what you are doing, and also how can other female entrepreneurs, especially young female entrepreneurs, pioneer in the business sphere. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take off my earrings because when I talk, I tend to shake my head a lot. So yeah, I'm taking off my earrings. I know that will look so unprofessional, but I shake my head. That is what I do. So my name is Nokwethemba Vilakazi. The story that I'm going to share with you right now, I'm going to share it, and I would really, really appreciate it if you don't take it from a shame point of view. If you don't take it in a way that you sympathize with me, but just learn as much as you can from what I've done and throughout my journey. And so my name is Nokwethemba Vilakazi. I was born, of course, in Greytown. And then after 2 years, when my family, my mother and father realized that I was disabled, they had a conflict because my father couldn't understand how is he going to raise a child with a disability. But my mother was willing to learn. My mother is that person who always give it a try. She always want to see the end. And so as a result, my parents ended up breaking up, and she chose me and my father. I'm not sure where is he now. I'm turning 29 years old this year. I have no idea where my father is. However, that experience at a very young age taught me that somewhere, somehow in life, I will not be accepted just because of the way I look. Some people will just look at me and undermine what I'm capable of. And so that became my first motivation, because throughout my life, all I wanted to do is to share as much as possible about me to people so that they know me from what I'm capable of and from my own point of view, rather than the myth that they have, maybe that has been socially created about a person with a disability, about a Black person, about a woman, you know, those myths. And so growing up, I was raised by my mother, who was unemployed, and also who was a breadwinner who was unemployed. Of course, it was challenging. And in a village called Nkandla, it's a countryside, they call it. And so growing up there, I also faced challenges of not being accepted as a person living with a disability because they had their own assumptions about a disabled person. From there, I also had to learn that, you know what, in life you have to put up with everything. You just have to be tougher than your situation. You have to learn to be really, really tough. And so throughout in Ganja, I grew up being much isolated by older people than young kids. And so I had so much influence in choosing my friends. My friends adored me. My friends liked me. My friends would do anything. They would sneak out of their parents' homes just to be with me because I was that fun child. There was really nothing wrong about me. It was just people who hasn't seen me in a personal point of view. It has been somebody who has seen me from a distance. And so everybody who get closer to me, they are there for life. They have no way to go out, you know. And so I've learned to actually be bold. And then one thing that spiked, because Wisel is talking about Nokwethemba Vilakazi, the CEO of Interpersonal. How did Interpersonal come about? It was when I realized that in Gaza, I couldn't find a school for a disabled person like myself. That is when I was shattered because I couldn't dream much bigger. I couldn't see inspiration around me. Mind you, I only knew about the careers that I have seen on TV. And so that is what I wanted to be, a doctor. So if I cannot go to school, how am I going to become a doctor? If I cannot even walk, how can I become a soldier? That was just something that almost crushed all my dreams. And so throughout that journey, I realized that, you know what, my hands were very creative. My mind was very sharp. And I was just that person who was very dedicated into something. And so I learned beadwork through a neighbor. At first we used to steal it as kids. We used to steal it. My neighbor used to do beadwork just to provide for her family. So me and her younger siblings would still have beads and make our own beads. And then she realized that she would beat us and cast us out, of course, at first. And then she realized that actually we did like the most gorgeous patterns. We did like most colorful, most loved patterns. And so she then changed it. She wanted us to make beads for her. At first we started so, and she would pay us a maximum, not a minimum, a maximum of 5 rand a week. That 5 rand, oh, I would go mad. I felt like, you know what, I'm the breadwinner, because it was from something that I really wasn't expecting. And so, of course, my mother fetched me from the village. I then had to move to Durban, and then from Durban, I found a school for people with disabilities, and then from then I went to University of KwaZulu-Natal and did my studies. And then after that, in 2016, I came back and I was introduced to South Africa with a very high unemployment rate. And so that was also another thing that was supposed to shatter my dreams, because now I'm in South Africa and I have a qualification, but my qualification can't take me anywhere because I keep looking for chances to be employed, but nobody is giving me employment. And so I had to go back to my first love. I had to go back to what really brought me there, because if it had not been for me spending my days in a village learning about beadwork, if it has not been for that time when I was fully occupied with beadwork, I don't think I would have become the person that I became, because I would have been oppressed by so many negativity and the stigma around how I look. And so me being focusing on beadwork and learning as much as I can and loving it no matter what another person was saying about me, with beat, that's an area nobody could touch me, because I was really happy. And so I just want to say that if you give yourself, if you find yourself in a situation whereby nobody believes in you, because I think that what started this person that you see today. Nobody believed in me. Nobody really thought I could go as far as I have. Even now, it is still the motivation that drives me, because I really don't expect people to think that I will be. And so that drives me in so many cases to push even harder in order to win, because I've realized that people can, of course, judge me based on how I look. Even now, they still do. But now they no longer judge me based on just how I look. They judge me based on what they know about me. I am well known. I know that. I am very well known for what I do. And so I think somewhere, sorry about that. I think God had a plan for me to actually start in a different journey, because had my father tolerated the fact that I am physically challenged, I don't think I would have learned what I've learned. Have my parents been together, I think I wouldn't even go to school. I wouldn't have gone to school, because for my family, I was just for my family, my parents, I would have been just that child who's taken care like an egg. And so to start off rough, I came really far to where I am really now. And I really appreciate the whole journey, because if it had not been for my first heartbreak, because I call it my first heartbreak, when the person who's supposed to love you to death is the one who's not in your life. And if I had not experienced my first heartbreak that way, I wouldn't have seen life for what it is. I would have been that person who fully depends on somebody else. I wouldn't have even thought of living alone. I would have had my parents doing everything for me, because basically my mother always tell me how rich was my father. And so I would have been that child who just stays on the couch and do absolutely nothing. I wouldn't have found my passion. Maybe my life would have been different, but maybe it would have been good. Let's not always assume the bad or the worst. Maybe it would have been good. Either way, I appreciate the journey that I've been, and I really appreciate the fact that throughout this journey, I really do not know what's next. I really do not know what is out there. But one thing that I've discovered about me is that I always wake up to try something different. I always wake up to actually find something. I actually also expect to fail. So I always give myself 100%, but when I fail, I take it like, well, I don't want to sound like a chauvinist, but I take it like a man. I take it bold. I do not feel like, well, I'm a failure. If I fail at something, that is just one thing that I failed at. And maybe I just haven't failed. I didn't give it all, or I didn't take all the approach that I was supposed to in order to win. Maybe I should try again. So I carry that spirit within me, and I really think if you want to go far in life, firstly, don't be afraid to actually travel the path, to create your own path, to actually travel where nobody has traveled. Do not be afraid. And if you do not know anything, ask for help, because in Jovugazi Beats, it is what it is right now because of the help that I've been getting from other people. And when somebody believes in you, do not disappoint those people. Like, I would say this because in 2017, one of the DJs approached me to do their own beats, that is DJ Black Coffee. I gave it my best. I gave it my all. and I did execute it 5 days before the due date. And so when somebody believes in you, you are to give it all. You are to, you don't play around with opportunities. Of course, you don't know what you should be knowing by now. Otherwise, you would have done something different. And so keep pushing and keep looking for more motivation, and just believe in yourself. Mina, I believe in myself. Seated in this wheelchair, I just believe in myself. I don't think there's any gorgeous lady than myself. No, I do not. I know there is Zozibini Tunzi, and I love her, our Miss Universe, but I don't think she's gorgeous than myself. I do not think there's somebody as creative as I am. I know there are so many creative people out there. And so what I'm saying is that I don't compare myself to how far somebody else has gone, but I compare myself to how far I have gone and how far I can still go, because I've learned from a young age that if I wake up in the morning and my lungs can still inhale fresh air, nothing can stop me. And so that is just me. I believe so much in myself. Like I can't express it in any other way. I just believe in myself and I keep pushing. Of course I will fail in life, but when I fail, don't think that I don't think that I'm a failure. It's just one aspect of life that I have failed. Give it a rest and come back again. Just go again and create more strategies in order to win, if it is that important to you. So that is just me, Nokwethemba Vilakazi. Thank you.
So short. Oh,
So short.
but thank you. I still expected more, like, yeah, more, but okay, it's fine. Thank you so much. Hey.
No, I'm leaving that for questions, because I know and I hope people ask me questions.
Yeah.
I really hope.
It's
I really
always
hope people ask me questions.
I've known you for some time, but it's always, your story is always fresh. You know, it's always refreshing to hear your story, and it speaks to it speaks to many people out there that you know what, to have no excuse. You know, you have no excuse. Someone like Nokwethemba, who comes from, you know, a place, you know, that is unknown, you know, but has been able to make it, and you are doing very well for yourself. And thank you so much for that presentation, Nokwethemba.
Thank you. Can I also say something else?
Yes.
I love my family so much, and I believe it is the best family I could ever have. But one thing that I've realized is about me being bold, and one thing that I hope the world, not just me, not just the people who are attending this wonderful presentation, but the world could learn, is that no matter how much your family loves you, not everybody will believe in you, that is first, and not everybody will be willing to support you in your journey. Some people won't understand. They will love you to death, but they will not sacrifice their sense just because of what they do not understand for you, you know. And so that is, even right now in my family, I'm still the only person who does beats. I have offered so many times to actually teach them how to do beats, but it's something that they are not interested in. It's something that they just not interested in. And so to somebody who's out there, just don't give up just because you're doing something new, or you're doing something that is less respected, or you're doing something that wasn't done before. Because right now I'm doing beads. Of course, I'm working for a certain company, but I'm doing beads because it is my passion. And when I go out, people won't really respect me. I don't rank that high in a hierarchy of respected people. There'll be doctors here, lawyers somewhere there, Mbuyiselo somewhere there, and then me down here, you know. But I have so much respect for what I do, because for me, traditional Zulu weddings will not continue without my service, you know. Nothing. A wedding without beadwork. What kind of a wedding is that? So I really respect my work. I respect the passion that I have, and I'm grateful to God for giving me such creative hands. And so, if your family doesn't believe in you, don't worry. Just keep going. As long as you are happy, as long as it keeps you awake at night, not stressed, but as long as you are doing it happily without having to use energy boosters, continue.
Hey, thank you, Noe. And as you're speaking about people tapping into the unknown, doing the things that may not be necessarily conventional and accepted. And I believe that's the whole aim about with the Pioneers Guild. As a pioneer,
Yes.
taking the road less traveled, you may expect certain rejection from people saying, no, but this is strange to us. But as a pioneer, you have to forge forward. And I thank you that you said that. There's a question that is coming right now. It's
Okay.
the question is coming from Brian Makatini. He says, Nokwethemba, what keeps you motivated? Because you are always joyful and funny sometimes. In fact, not even sometimes, at all material times, you are always funny. But what keeps you, what gives you that? What keeps you motivated?
You know what? I've been answering this question over and over again, but whenever somebody asks me, I have to think again, because it always get me. Like sometimes I'm also surprised. Why am I not depressed by other things that are going on in my life? Sometimes I'm also surprised, but I think it also goes back to my younger years. I was really sad. I was a sad baby. I was a sad child. Kids are supposed to laugh and be outside. I wasn't laughing and outside. Kids are supposed to actually be carefree and not consider what is going on in the house. I could blame myself for things that I had no control over, that I am not even responsible for. And so I think it comes from there. I somewhere along the line, I learned to actually appreciate each and every moment and be happy about me. After I accepted the fact that nothing will ever change until I take an initiative to change it, then if I'm not happy with this life that I have, then which life will I be happy in? Or do I think that I was supposed to be depressed for the rest of my life simply with the mere fact that I cannot walk and that's the only thing I cannot do? And so I always look for something else to do. When there is something wrong going on, I look for solutions right now with a clear mind. I've learned that very recent, to just be calm when the situations go down, and try as much as possible to find solutions rather than dwelling in sorrows and be sad. Because when you are sad, you are just gonna be sad for an hour, for a whole day, for a whole week, for a whole month. You won't change a thing. But when you are sad and trying to change and trying to be as calm as possible to change what is going on, you come up with solutions, no matter how small they are. They are improvement, taking you out of the situation that is making you sad. And so for me, I appreciate life. I appreciate the fact that people, when they see me now they think I'm this wonderful person, but I really am not. I'm just celebrating life as it comes, because trust me, for my younger years, I was really, really sad about life and about me. But now, no, it's time for my celebration. If I could turn back, I think I would want to be 11 again and change the whole scenario.
And thank you so much, Nokwethemba, for answering that. I'm busy thinking about last year. I remember when we were accompanying you after the Enable conference last year. I was just I've realized that you're one person who's able to, you do not look obstacles as challenges, but you always look at them as opportunities. People do not know the struggles that you go through each and every day, especially with regards to transport. I was like, how do you manage, every time whenever you're going to go to a taxi, you know, like everyone is like staring you and the whole process, it takes
They're
maybe
not
15
willing to help as well.
Mm,
They are
mm.
not willing to help.
Yeah, but you've been able to conquer against all odds, and you are indeed a true pioneer. There's a question that is coming through right now from Vuselelo Nzama. He says, "What is your?" He say, so he says, "What is your advice to women who have big dreams? What is your advice to women who have big dreams?"
What is my advice to women who have big dreams?
Mm.
I think I've said it again, but I'll say it again. When you start to understand that nobody really cares about your dreams, nobody really out there is going to be willing to just take you step by step in order to succeed. Nobody is out there willing to babysit you. That is when you will find your first step, because if you want it done, you need to get it done all by yourself. And so to women out there, I think it's time you actually learn to be bold and do not expect to get assistance from other people, because other people are busy with their own lives. But should it be that you take the first step, it's always the biggest step. The start is always the biggest step. The following steps are easy, but starting something, just start. When you want to do something, just start. I'm saying this to even people, these people who are doing these network marketing network things, like crowd ones. Just start. You will never know. Maybe you are a people's person, you just didn't know. Maybe you do have maybe smaller yana skills that requires you to actually succeed in that. But you keep thinking. Stop overthinking and stop taking yourself too serious. Just start. There is no job or there is no work that is a bad work, as long as it pays you, as long as it is legal. Okay? Don't get yourself arrested. Don't get yourself arrested. I'm serious. As long as it pays you, do it. As maybe you want to do something else, but you have to start somewhere from the mud, from the ground. Do that. Do whatever, kid. Do whatever, baby girl, to get there. I too did. Offer more service. It's something that I keep saying. Offer more services than required. I remember, I'll say this, I know I'm taking much time now. I remember when I was in King Edward Hospital, there was a nurse who showed me this pin. It was AIDS. It was HIV and AIDS pin that they used to wear back in the days. And I saw this pin. It was, it was broken. And she was heartbroken by that because she had to wait. And I told her, oh, I know how to fix this. And then afterwards, she bought me beads. That is where I started. And I was just 9 years old. Yeah, I was 9 years old. I was already in business. I started doing beads, those pins for all the nurses in King Edward. And that when I was actually discharged from the hospital, because I stayed for a whole year. I was a sick child, and I was also a very sad child anyway. When I was discharged, I had my own pocket money from that. And so always be willing to tell people who you are or what you are capable of or what you want to do. Keep sharing. There is somebody out there who has what you need in order to succeed in life.
Thank you so much for that, Nokwethemba. And there's a follow-up question from Vusalelo's question. The question says, it comes from Nos Royal. It says, to women, women have been brought up to believe that a man is a provider and that a woman is less than a man. How can they overcome, so women, their fear of being more successful than men? You find someone, dimming their light in order to, for a man to shine, but how can you know, a woman overcome that fear?
I can only imagine myself taking it slow, just because I'm expecting somebody to actually be more successful than I am. And I think that person is the one. Gandhi, I'm supposed to be getting married to Patrice Motsepe. Anyway, I'm not there. What I'm trying to say is, why do you have to aim higher as a woman just because somebody can't be higher than you? Why do you always have to compare? Because I also find it problematic. If my partner can't be at peace or can't be comfortable with the fact that I'm bringing a huge paycheck in the house, then where should I take it to? Why should I tone it down? Because if I have a potential to go as much as I can, let me go as much as I can. But also at the same time, that doesn't mean I will lose respect, as long as you, with your 100 Rand paycheck, have so much respect to what you do, have so much respect to yourself and myself, then I don't think there'll be a conflict. People shouldn't approach the situation as in terms of money. I know money, it is something that people use it in order to rank things now. But also, can you imagine a guy from a very broke family? Okay, he is well off, and when your family is wealthy, okay, your family is very, very wealthy, but you have nothing. So if that guy is always intimidated, not just by you now, is intimidated by your family's wealth, then you have no control over that. I think it's time you actually have to find somebody who do not have insecurities about themselves, because if they have a problem with money, money comes and goes, and money is there to be used in order to upgrade or downgrade yourself. I don't know where you use your money to, but money shouldn't be something that you even have to lower your standard. You don't have to lower your standard. Just do you. I think that is my answer. Just do you, because if somebody, I take somebody as somebody who's very, very low, if you are governed by the money mentality over the person, that person is gorgeous, that person loves you, and this guy, well, tall, dark, and handsome, they say so. So now you have to base that around money. No, no.
Thank you so much, Nogwe. We've got 2 minutes. Okay, please give me an answer in 30 seconds. Okay, entrepreneurs normally think everything is just it's gonna flow. I'm gonna get in people investing in my company, while we know that it's like actually not easy. So how is patience as a virtue so important in the life of an entrepreneur? Why is it so important to be very patient?
Patience, it will help you when you actually do not have like the greatest ideas. It will help you to stay focused in the most minimal ideas, because I don't think all the people who invented like great things, they thought their ideas were the best. So patience will guide you, will help you there. And also patience will help you to keep pushing even when you do not have money and there are no investors, because there won't be. People will learn to trust you as they see what you do, but nobody will trust you from the first step. So you really need to be patient and also very bold about what you do. Believe in what you do, and believe to the extent that you can die if somebody disputes what you do.
I get. Thank you so much, Nokwethemba. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us, and thank you mostly to you, Nogwe, for your time. And I know the weather is actually very bad in Durban right now.
Wow.
Yeah, but you were able to sacrifice your time. And thank you, guys, to everyone who joined us. This video will be made available by tomorrow at our YouTube channel, Enable, and you may follow us on our Facebook page, Enable. and on Instagram, enable_South Africa. And you can also follow me, Mbuyiselo Vilakazi, and follow Nokwethemba Vilakazi. She's also Nokwethemba Vilakazi, both on Instagram and also on Facebook. Tomorrow, it is our last session at the Pioneers Guild. We will be having Dr. KB Makatini, who will be speaking about pioneering in academia. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us, and God bless you.
I'm so happy to see Letu Masuku is actually taking notes. Well done to you. Well done to you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.